Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
What's going on, everybody? It is another football Sunday, and we actually had a football Saturday yesterday. I will definitely talk about what happened yesterday, including the legend of Taylor Heineke. Wow, was I impressed by him. I will definitely get to him. Also, we're going to talk about my Indianapolis Colts blowing the game against the Bills. That's okay. It's not like I expected to win the game anyways. Whatever. We'll talk about how the Rams beat what was left of Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Also, our Sunday picks. We've got some really good games today as well. National championship updates. We'll talk about tomorrow's game between Ohio State and Alabama. And also the NBA is under fire. But for what reason? We'll talk about that. First, a word from DrinkAid. This is Mike's in it first on 12 Ounce Sports.
DrinkAid, ready for distribution worldwide.
Of course, we have to get to yesterday's games before we can talk about today's games. I want to appreciate everybody once again for tuning in here to 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV channel 761. If you don't have Zingo TV yet, I don't know what you're doing. It's one of those awesome new streaming services. Zingo TV has a bunch of channels. We are channel 761. When you sign up, after downloading the free app, it's completely free, enter the promo code 12ounce. That's promo 120Z for up to, well, not for up to anything, just it's awesome is what it is. I'm getting ahead of myself with that promotion. But hey, let's talk about yesterday's games. And boy, were they a dandy. So the first game, the Buffalo Bills. Yeah. The Buffalo Bills beat my Indianapolis Colts. And I'll be honest, I was not expecting the Colts to win this game. And I was not expecting the Colts to win this game. And I'm almost happy we didn't, because then it would give Phillip Rivers an even bigger chance to break my heart. And that is an honest thing. As a Colts fan, you go into that game saying, okay, we have Phillip Rivers. We have Phillip Rivers. Don't get excited. Because we know what happens to the Chargers every year Phillip Rivers was there. He would gag away at big moments. In this game, Phillip Rivers was pretty good, but we weren't meant to be against the Bills. Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen has looked really good. He was very good in this game as well. I love the fact that Josh Allen can now differentiate when to use his big arm and when to use his legs. Because we heard the stuff out of college about Josh Allen, about how he would just come in and he had a big arm and he was the prototypical quarterback. But how many of those guys actually pan out? You have to put in the work. And Josh Allen has obviously done so. So I was impressed with Josh Allen. I feel like I actually was more disappointed that the Bills did not win by more than 3 points. It came down to a Hail Mary, and if we know the Buffalo Bills this season, Hail Marys are not their best friend. But Phillip Rivers is also every bit of 38 or 39 years old. So let's get that out of the way right now. But this was going to be this was supposed to be a game that we lost, and we did lose the game. I know I'm going to anger a lot of the Colts fans that exist. I've always said there's like 5 Colts fans in the entire world. Colts fans, it's boring to root for this team because our social media account is not the greatest. And I feel like the brand is not, like, it's just a horseshoe. There's nothing special there. We don't have a lot of big name players. We just have a lot of guys who do the right thing. I feel like we could have done better this year, but I feel like in a way we overachieved. Like Jonathan Taylor, as a rookie, yes, I've said his wheels might fall off about year 3 or 4, but I love Jonathan Taylor. I feel like we were missing something. We're missing another playmaker for sure. T.Y. Hilton, but I guess he's just good friends with Andrew Luck because he had another decent game yesterday, but I feel like T.Y. Hilton is a guy that I don't know if we should trade or not. But all credit to the Buffalo Bills. This was not about the Colts. This was about the Buffalo Bills. And shout out to Buffalo for getting the job done when they needed to. But again, it might have been a little bit close for comfort if we're being honest with Bills fans. Like, again, that should not have come down to a Hail Mary, and it did. So, there's that. The next game that took place was the Rams and the Seahawks. I want to first shout out to the idiots, Jamal Adams. And it's funny how, like, I don't really believe in karma, but I want to say that I do believe that what goes around does come around eventually. Let's get to a tweet from Adam Schefter about Mr. Jamal Adams. Because I'm mentioning Jamal Adams because of a hit that he made on the quarterback that started for the Los Angeles Rams. So, Adam Schefter says, I thought I would reply to the tweet. It didn't work out. Anyways, the point is, Adam Schefter said that Jamal Adams is going to have surgery on like 5 different parts of his body, which is awesome because Jamal Adams is a career punk. Jamal Adams choked his way out of the New York Jets because he just wanted to be in a better situation. He wanted all his money, but he also wanted to win at the same time, and those two things rarely ever add up. So Jamal Adams, as an LSU fan, I don't care for the guy. I feel like he's a punk. He thinks he's better than what he is, and he's a good player. But he obviously has more flaws in his game than people would think. So Jamal Adams, as this quarterback, their backup quarterback, is going down this Walford dude, and Jamal Adams decides to lower his shoulder after the guy starts to slide. Remember last year when Jadeveon Clowney for the Seahawks lowered his shoulder to Carson Wentz, and everybody says, oh, Carson Wentz with a concussion, he got injured again. When in reality, even Tom Brady would have gotten injured, or Nick Foles would have gotten injured on that same play. Like, Walford, what is he supposed to do in that situation? And I love that there are 2 big things with that. One, why the heck did the referees pick up the flag? And that wasn't even the biggest referee blunder of the entire day. I'm not even going to get to the Colts fumble that wasn't. But in terms of in that moment, defenseless player, I guess, only applies to good quarterbacks. Because Walford looked okay. We didn't get to see much of him. But he looked decent. And Jamal Adams said, no, we're just take this guy out. We're going to take on Jared Goff instead. And then afterwards, as the dude is, finally going to the locker room where he ended up being stretchered off and then came back to celebrate with the team, which made no sense whatsoever. The fact is that Jamal Adams pat the dude on the butt. I don't know what he told him. But really, how do you make a dirty hit and then do that garbage? Like, oh, now that you're out of the game, hey, man, I'm sorry about it. No, you're not. You're not sorry, Jamal Adams. You're an idiot. This dude changed his Twitter name to Prez. I have been on about Jamal Adams for the longest time, and it came out to bite him in the butt because Jamal Adams is going to have a lot of surgeries this offseason, and I'm happy for him. I'm happy. He's a dirty player. He has been one for the longest time. And the fact Jamal Adams is out there doing that crap, has the nerve to pat the dude on the butt and say, I'm sorry, which he's not. I'm glad he's having surgery. I really am. I don't wish bad on people, but when you're that idiot, you know what, you deserve whatever comes to you. Maybe if you would stop making dirty hits, maybe you wouldn't be banged up yourself. Stop. Jamal Adams not only is a punk, he's a Colt fan base. He has a fan base that thinks he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and I'm just wondering why. He got burned in coverage a few times in the game, and then Russell Wilson crapped his pants, which was even better. So, again, Jamal Adams, you lost the game, and you got to have like 5 offseason surgeries. I'm happy for you. Should have hit that guy in a dirty way anyways. You also should have choked your way out of the New York Jets, but whatever. The next game was the Buccaneers and the Washington football team. And oh my goodness, boy, when I tell you my throat is hurting this morning, there was no way I wasn't going to do my show, but I almost copped out a few times. Because I'm like, man, my throat really hurts. But you know why it's hurting? Because I was screaming bloody murder at how awesome Taylor Heineke was. Literally, go to my Twitter page right here at MKADHD. Look at my Twitter page right now and tell me what you see. Oh, yeah. You see what I love it. I love it, this Taylor Heineke guy. So Taylor Heineke went to school at Old Dominion. Not necessarily known. I told you guys my throat's hurting. Old Dominion is not necessarily known for its quarterbacks, if any players at all. Taylor Heineke went there. He came into the league as an undrafted free agent in 2015. The Patriots let him go. The Raiders let him go. The Texans let him go. And so he comes up to this game because of his mobility, and Sean McVay chooses to start this guy over Jared Goff, who was a former number 1 pick. And I was actually excited to see this guy, Taylor Heineke. At first, the other jokes were in about, Tom Brady once again lucks into a terrible starting quarterback to oppose him. I'm watching this game, and the more I watch it, Tony Dungy starts saying he's got a zip on the ball. I wasn't really listening to the commentators that much because I was on a Zoom call, having a personal little watch party with some friends. I was sitting there watching this game, and I'm like, you know what? I like this guy. And the best part is, so Tom Brady would be sacked, and he would throw a temper tantrum in the first half. The next drive, Taylor Heineke tries to cash in. They had a bunch of drop passes for both teams last night, including Chris Godwin. But this dude named Sims last night kept on dropping a pass, and Taylor Heineke's getting so mad. But the dude has no business being that mad in that moment for the football team. He had no business being that mad in that moment. And I feel like it was awesome to see him be a gamer. The whole world lit on fire. And Patrick Mahomes was even tweeting about the guy, too. Mahomes low-key wanted to see Heineke beat Tom Brady. Or probably high-key, but we're going to go with low-key. I mean, honestly, I did not think this game was going to go over 45. It went to 51 or 58, which is insane. So despite the loss, Taylor Heineke was awesome. I will be honest. The Buccaneers showed a lot of problems. And I've said it all year. But Tom Brady struggles under duress. Shout out my boy Chase Young, who was garbage last night. Chase Young is another one of those hyped guys. I'm not saying he's as bad as Jadeveon Clowney, because Jadeveon Clowney has one good hit on the South Carolina running back, and he's drafted number 1. So Chase Young comes in the last year, drafted number 2 behind Joe Burrow. Says, I want Tom Brady. And, he ate an L, okay? He ate an L. This dude was so ineffective, so the first half stat, he tried to pressure Tom Brady 23 times, and he got there once. You can't make this up. Rob Gronkowski, who's every bit of 40 years old, was just manhandling this dude. I'm not saying Gronkowski's not a good player, but you're a young stud who wants Tom Brady. You barely even got a hand on him the entire game. I can't with these dudes, man. I believe the Buccaneers put up way too many points. There were so many open holes in that defense, too. I was shocked at how many times Tom Brady's receivers were just dead open. I was like, what do you expect the guy to do, miss? He missed a lot, actually, which is insane. He barely even had a 50% completion percentage, but I'm like, Oh, my Lord. But the story of the night was Taylor Heineke. It was not Tom Brady. It was Taylor Heineke, who in his career, he had 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. And I feel like he may have earned himself a starting job. I really, really hope that Taylor Heineke is going to have a job next year. And not just for the fact that he was decent in this game, but for the fact that he stood up to Tom Brady and took him toe-to-toe and wasn't scared. Granted, he may have had HGH shot up in his arm because I feel like Heineke was about to go out of the game. They were about to put in Steven Montez from Colorado, but instead, Heineke went to the locker room. His shoulder magically heals, as you know how that goes. Hope the dude's okay. So let's go. Let's have a recap of our Saturday games, okay? The Bills beat my Colts in closer than I thought they would, which is kind of sad. The Rams beat the Seahawks, and I'm so glad for Jamal Adams after taking on a quarterback. He now has to have like 5 offseason surgeries, so that's what you get, you schmuck. And also the legend of Taylor Heineke. That was amazing as well. Okay, when we come back, we're talking Sunday Super Wild Card Weekend. It's the last day. I have to work today, but I'll be able to catch a few games. So, when we come back, we're talking about Pete's Daily Fantasy from Philly Pete. And we'll also talk about those games and my pitch for the games. But this is Mike Smith first, live.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. The challenges are what motivate us. Like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
Interesting. I could have swore that graph I messed up. Anyways, so by the way, we're talking Sunday football now because it is Football Sunday, January 10th, 2021. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're watching or listening, this show is presented by mybookie.ag. When you're betting, and I've been terrible at it I don't even bet, but I've made some picks the last few weeks and they've been garbage. But I was riding so high. And man, I went 0-2 yesterday. And it's like whatever. My parlay 4 is screwed for this week once again. It's fine. I'll be back better next year, but we're not done yet. So this is Football Sunday, Super Wild Card Weekend. Today, the Ravens are 3.5-point favorites against the Tennessee Titans. My pick is over 54.5. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I strongly believe the Baltimore Ravens will go up by like 10 or 14 points in the first half. I feel like they might be leading by like 10 points at halftime. I believe the Titans will rally back and make this game a shootout. I understand that Derrick Henry is a monster. I understand that Ryan Tannehill has been really good, especially when Henry runs hard. I understand that Lamar Jackson was not great the first majority of the season. But I know the Ravens got hot. And I've said it all week. The Baltimore Ravens last year, they had a target on their back. This year, they're the team aiming for the targets. Like, Ravens had no hype this year. Lamar Jackson is not the MVP by any stretch of the imagination. The Titans are not the underdogs. They're probably the favorites, if we're being honest. I know what my bookie says, but let's be fair. Titans are the ones who are going to lose this game, not the Ravens. So the Ravens are sleepers right now. Ravens, in order to win this game, are going to have to punch this team in the mouth first. I believe they will do that, but it's going to be tough. For the Chicago Bears and the New Orleans Saints, this line has now moved to Saints minus 10.5. So it's going up half a point since my last show, which airs every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, every Sunday here at noon Eastern on 12 on Sports. By the way, mybookie.ag, I don't even know why. So I'm sitting there talking about all this stuff. Mybookie.ag, when you sign up, if you're a gambling kind of dude and you like to bet on sports, you bet, you win, you get paid. It's simple. It's great access. That's where I'm getting my odds right now. Promo code 12 Sports. That's 12OZ Sports, all caps, no spaces. They'll ask your first deposit up to $1,000. No one does it like my bookie in 12 Sports. As for the Saints and the Bears, as I was saying, this game could be a bloodbath. And I want to be very clear. Mitchell Trubisky has shown up the haters the last half of the season. Because remember when Matt Nagy, Trubisky was holding Matt Nagy back? Turns out it was the other way around. Because when Matt Nagy, he got rid of his play calling duties, and now the offensive coordinator does it, and Trubisky looked like an adequate starting quarterback. Maybe not the number 2 pick, but yeah, he looked pretty stinking decent. So, with that being said, I believe the Saints will win this game. I do. I feel the Saints defense was stepping up. Bears have a good defense as well. And there's one game that could be ugly and just nasty this week. It's this game right here. I will go 2-0 today. The Ravens and Titans will have a shootout. The Bears and Saints will have a bloodbath. I'll redeem myself, although I'll still go 2-2 for the week. I am confident in these two games. The Saints will win. Trubisky will once again be doubted. And if the Bears win, I will be on cloud 9. Because it will redeem Trubisky from all the hatred he's received. The Saints have no business losing this game, and they will not. How you feeling, Pittsburgh fans? How are we feeling? Your only win of your last 4 games came against my Indianapolis Colts. We blew a 24-7 lead with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. That's a real thing that happened in Week 16. I am pissed. That's okay. The Steelers are 6.5-point favorites, and it's a team that has not gone to the playoffs since 2002. The Cleveland Browns will not even have their head coach on the sidelines. In fact, according to Adam Schefter, this is actually a hysterical tweet from Adam Schefter. I don't know why I don't retweet these things. He basically said Kevin Stefanski will be like the rest of Cleveland, Ohio today. He'll be in his basement watching TV on an HD flat screen 60-inch TV, and his phone will have to be off because he can't be able to use it to tell his team anything. Now, first of all, I say I feel sorry for the Browns. I really do, because this is what they get, and I don't know what. Again, I don't know how you punish a team. They've made it this far, and you're still punishing them. Like, give them a chance. Not saying this would ruin the game, but Stefanski is obviously, he's a head coach. And how do we know if he's going to be a great head coach if he loses this game because he couldn't motivate his team? As for the people that say, well, why can't he coach from home? That speaks for itself. Obviously, you can't coach from home. How would you throw a challenge flag? How would you text the referee saying, hey, I want to challenge this play? That wouldn't work in any stretch of the imagination. Now, for the game itself, do the Browns have a chance? Yes. And this game could also be a bloodbath, especially if Mason Rudolph comes in. I'm kidding. He's not going to come in. He's not going to come in. But the Steelers have to win this game. All the talk this year has been about how the Steelers were overrated. It's been about how everything just has not gone their way, and they are not who we thought they were. They played a bunch of scrubs, and they won those games. Well, now it's time for T.J. Watt and Minka Fitzpatrick and the whole gang to get this thing done. Juju must show up. Deontay Johnson does not need to drop passes. Big Ben, his elbow better not be hurting. I have Steelers to win, but I would go plus 6.5 for the Browns. At first, I was leading Steelers, but I'm going to go 6.5 for the Browns. I think this could be a game the Browns could just pull off just because. Just because. How about the daily fantasy lineup for Mr. Pete Tooch? I don't even know how you say his last name. I just know Philly Pete is a baller. The dude's now getting like 1,000 views per show, which is insanity. And Philly Pete, who is doing awesome, like he's smoking hot on his daily fantasy. This is his free lineup. So if you're on FanDuel, quarterback Lamar Jackson, let's go. Kareem Hunt of the Browns, Derrick Henry, Hollywood Marquise Brown, Michael Thomas, wow, Anthony Miller, Mark Andrews, Corey Davis is his flex, and defense is the Titans. If you want to see that list again, MKADHD on Twitter, Lamar Jackson, Kareem Hunt, Derrick Henry, Marquise Brown, Michael Thomas, Anthony Miller, Mark Andrews, Corey Davis, and the Titans defense. I'm assuming Pete thinks the Titans are going to be up. So I think Pete is the opposite of me right now. I feel like Philly Pete, like Philadelphia, my man Philadelphia Peter, I feel like he's the one who thinks the Titans are going to be up. Because when you have the Titans defense, you have Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews and Marquise Brown, and you got Derrick Henry, it's like, oh, so Henry's going to control the game early, and then Lamar Jackson's going to have to throw him back in it. I'll even see the other way around. We'll see. And Pete might be right, and hopefully for your sake he is, and hopefully for my sake he isn't. But we're going to leave that alone for now. We're going to leave it alone. When I come back, we're going to shift gears to college football playoff. Well, the national championship at this point. That's right. We're talking all things Ohio State and Alabama. Does Ohio State have a chance? We'll see.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. The challenges are what motivate us. Like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, this is Mike said it first. Our show is brought to you by mybookie.ag. When you're on MyBookie and signing up for your first deposit, enter the promo code 12OunceSports. That's 12OZ Sports, all caps, no spaces, for up to a $1,000 first deposit bonus. Nobody does it like MyBookie and 12 Ounce Sports. Trust Mike on that one. We're going to talk about the national championship now. Before we do that, we're going to get into the games that I got right and the games that I got wrong in this Capital One Bowl Mania via ESPN. I went 16-9, which is a 64% success rate, which straight up pick 'em is pretty lousy. But I thought I got a lot of good games right. For the people listening locally, if you are, I got Georgia Southern to beat Louisiana Tech, and they won 38-3. I got Georgia State to beat Western Kentucky, and they won 39-21. In the game that was bizarre between Coastal Carolina and Liberty Flames, Liberty tried everything in their power to lose this game. I can't remember now. It was like just this weird play at the end of regulation to give Coastal Carolina the ball back. Game went to overtime, and Liberty still won by a field goal. Miami did lose to Oklahoma State. I did not see that coming. And Derek King will return for another year. Florida got swamped by the Oklahoma Sooners. So that was impressive for Oklahoma. I figured they would win that game, and they did. I also had number 9 Georgia beating number 8 Cincinnati. That game was too close for comfort. We're talking 24-21. Alabama destroyed Notre Dame 31-14 in the Rose Bowl to get to the championship, but it was a little bit closer than I expected. Ohio State blew out Clemson in the Sugar Bowl, and I'll be honest, I did not see that coming for Clemson. Indiana lost to Ole Miss, so that's a big win for Ole Miss. They finished season 5-5. I think Indiana finishes 6-2. Oregon, the Pac-12 champs, lost to Iowa State as I thought they would, and Texas A&M beat North Carolina 41-27. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to make sure I got this correct because I actually did a huge parlay. And I'm going to see how I did with this stuff. Where's my bets at, bro? Where's my bets at, baby? All right, here it is. So I got Georgia Southern minus 6.5, and Liberty plus 6.5, Oklahoma plus 2.5. Georgia screwed me over. Notre Dame did well. Clemson screwed me over. Iowa State, did they do well again? Yeah, they did me well. And over 68.5. Son of a gun! That game went 60. I give up. So Texas A&M and North Carolina had to go 68.5. Oh, come on. You've got to, that's so sad. So I went 4, 5, oh my God, 5-3. Oh my Lord. I can't believe they actually did 68 in that game. But shout out to Texas A&M for actually winning that game over North Carolina. Mac Brown's done a great job with North Carolina. Now for Ohio State and Alabama, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the moment. So who's going to prevail here? Does Ohio State have a fighting chance against Bama, and why? At first, a part of me was leaning towards Ryan Day, but then I saw a stat this morning about Trey Sermon. See, the reason I thought Clemson was going to beat Ohio State and that Clemson could contend with Alabama is Clemson had Trevor Lawrence, Clemson had Travis Etienne, and a good defense. And now that Ohio State has won, Ohio State has Justin Fields, and Trey Sermon in a fighting defense. You know, my own criteria is going to work the same way. This game could be closer than people think. The line is at 8.5, and the over/under is 75. Woohoo! I'm going to say, oh gosh, I would go under 75. Like, I don't even see there's no, but 75 is a huge total for a national championship game. Especially when those two teams have a history. I know that there's an air raid offense now, but those two teams have a history of good defenses. If it hits 75, I'll be shocked. I will pick Alabama to win. But this is going to be a good game. It's a better game than what I thought it was going to be. Because I feel like both teams have flaws. Like, Alabama's defense is not that great. And Ohio State didn't play a lot of games. But, man, I really hope that Justin Fields can play well. Devontae Smith won the Heisman, as I told you guys on Tuesday. Congratulations to that man. He looks NFL ready. I believe Bama will have Jalen Waddle back in this game, which is insane as well. But we're going to go with Alabama still. But if I had to put a score on it, I would say 35-31 Alabama. I mean, I don't see this game, or 34-31 Alabama. I don't see this game being a blowout either way. So I'll roll with Alabama for now, but I cannot wait. I actually am off tomorrow, so I can actually watch that game, which is pretty cool. So this will be fun. This will be fun. Bama should win, but we're praying for you, Ohio State, and I'm rooting for Justin Fields to shove Kirby Smart in the mouth.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. The challenges are what motivate us. Like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
Hey guys, so if you're watching or listening to my shit at first of all, if you're watching live, I appreciate you and thank you and hope that you return. If not, see you around. Please follow me on Twitter at MKADHD. Don't forget to catch my show every Sunday here at noon Eastern, every Tuesday at 10 Eastern. That's at night, by the way. Prime time, Mike. It's really fun. 2020 was definitely a year when it comes to sports. I'll give it that. If you're listening to the replay on Spotify, Apple, whatever, SoundCloud, or you're just watching the replay flat out, please, and I really want to say, follow the 12 Sports Gang. Even if you don't follow me, follow 12 Sports. Awesome guys. An awesome girl, Monica, it does exist. And her Rams won yesterday. So that's, shout out Monica. You can catch the Kings of the Jungle, the show that she's part of, every Sunday night. Coming up next is going to be Tarps Off Sports. They love football watch parties with my boy Chris, who is awesome, and they got McLovin. It's a fun thing over there at Tarps Off Sports. Okay. The NBA is under fire. And don't forget, 12sportsnetwork.com/Amazon is literally your place to be. Holidays are long gone. It's time to start buying some more stuff. I know you're not stocked up on some things. I know that you guys like to, buy stuff that you never see on the shelf at your local Walmart, because Walmart sucks at doing stuff like that. Go to 12sportsnetwork.com/Amazon. That's right. It's literally Amazon, just our affiliate link. Please use it. Helps me out. Helps the gang out. You know what it is. You know what it be. Okay, NBA is under fire. But first, I want to get to some more NBA recap of this past week or so. The Boston Celtics, I don't know if you guys have seen Jason Tatum. He has been really good the last few weeks. Pacers with Domantas Sabonis. The Bucks, Giannis has been playing well, but they're only 6-4 right now. The Knicks are kind of coming back down to earth. The Knicks started off the season very well with Tom Thibodeau at the helm. They're now just 5-4. The Hornets, LaMelo Ball became the youngest NBA player to record a triple-double. Wow. I want to talk about that a little bit here. I watched the Lonzo versus LaMelo game when the Pelicans lost to the Hornets. LaMelo already is better than Lonzo. And I know there's going to be a lot of people who say, oh, you're just looking at the draft, or you haven't watched a lot of Lonzo games. I'm like, no, I've watched quite a few Lonzo games, and I feel like Lonzo looks lost at times. LaMelo is so patient at an early age. The dude is not. I'm 24. This guy is 19. He's fresh out of high school, man. I don't know if you guys have ever hung out with high school kids. They're pretty immature. So LaMelo Ball, to have a focus this early is insane. Like, he literally is incredible. There were times in the game where he would have a three-pointer, but they would close out on him, so he would just fake it and do a dribble penetration. His passing was about as good as Lonzo's. But it wasn't just passing just to outlet pass. It was passing to get guys open for threes. And that was insane. Because Hornets low-key have some nice shooters. Gordon Hayward has been very impressive for the Charlotte Hornets as well. But LaMelo Ball will also not be that bad on defense. Like, he'll fight for loose balls. He'll try to steal a pass. The dude's not... I've been very impressed for a guy who was doubted just for being a ball brother. And maybe that's rightfully so, that Lonzo and LaMelo are doubted, because it feels like their father did hype them up a bit too much. But I'll be honest with you guys. The Minnesota Timberwolves had a game the other night, I believe it was last night actually, where Anthony Edwards, their golden boy, he's been really good, but he went in overtime. Instead of ducking the ball and giving his team another possession to be just down one, he passes the ball to God knows where, and the other team recovers it. And it's like, LaMelo would not have done that. LaMelo's too smart. I see LaMelo make a mistake like that in my life. I'll be honest. LaMelo is that smart to me, and he's going to be a really good player. The Brooklyn Nets, I want to talk about Kyrie Irving. Kyrie always finds a way to make my show, and it's the most nauseating thing ever. In fact, I'll get to a tweet that I made on MKADHD, my Twitter page. So, again, Kyrie Irving was out for like another game. He was missed like 2 or 3 games in a row. And I sent a tweet about Kyrie. He said, I just didn't want to play on why he didn't play the other night. I said, every day there's yet another reason to dislike Kyrie. It's sad, but it's true. Kyrie Irving came up as the guy who could never win in Cleveland until LeBron got there. Then he made an awesome shot, and we are forever grateful Kyrie made that three-pointer to help LeBron out win the championship in Cleveland and complete a 3-1 comeback. But Kyrie wanted out of Cleveland. He didn't want to play with LeBron anymore. So Kyrie went to Boston. He was good while in Boston, but Celtics were better off without him. Went to the Brooklyn Nets. Kenny Atkinson gets fired the year that Kyrie's there, and he made the playoffs that year, which is just stupid. So now Kyrie recruits Kevin Durant, another snake in the NBA. Kyrie Irving, I don't know what the crap his family has going on, but man up for just a minute once in your life. I won't get into the burning stage on the court, but I will say this, that Kyrie Irving loses a lot of respect from me on a daily basis. You don't just not play. And the fact, I understand that certain guys grieve in a different way, but Karl Anthony Towns had like 8 of his family members die. And he told people, yeah, this is what I'm going through. He opened up about it. Why is Kyrie playing this little game of, oh, why I got to tell you about my business? You literally almost have to. He's the guy that doesn't want to talk to the media. It's literally part of his job is not to play basketball. It's to be an entertainer, and that involves the media. How are we, the fans, going to have stories before and after the game? Because like, the game lasts for there's a reason there's 82 games in a season. Because the game is so short. It's so fast-paced. So fans like you and I need that before and after interaction with the players. And for Kyrie just not to provide that is really sickening and stupid. Again, so if somebody in his family dies, that's really sad. But why miss multiple games and not even tell anybody? Like, are you that selfish? This comes across as Kawhi Leonard in last year's Clippers, where Montrezl Harrell was like, this dude doesn't have any accountability whatsoever. The Miami Heat, I want to talk a little bit to Miami Heat fans. I told you guys there are Heat fans. These are the same bum losers that called me out for saying that I thought James Harden would not mesh with our team. I would love James Harden on the Heat, but at what cost to us? Just a thought. Just a thought. I'd rather have Bradley Beal. As for Bradley Beal, this whole crap of, oh, the Wizards are terrible. Yes, they are terrible, but Bradley Beal, he had like 42 points, like 3 assists. You can't get anybody else involved. I get that he can go get his own bucket, but really? Can't get anybody else involved? So, yeah, the Heat beat the Wizards last night. Let's get to the Western Conference. The Phoenix Suns are still playing very well. Chris Paul is apparently the juice that they needed. DeAndre Ayton having another offseason to work is helping out a bunch. Devin Booker is still Devin Booker. The Lakers, I have loved what they've done. They don't even have Anthony Davis the last 1 or 2 games, and LeBron James is just finding ways to win. LeBron is up there for MVP candidates early on, and rightfully so. I don't know when LeBron James will retire, but it's going to be awesome like these next few years because he's not slowing down. Like, he's so good right now. The Clippers blew a big-time lead to, oh God, who was it? The Clippers lost to a team recently. Oh, they lost to the Warriors, which I'll get to in a little bit. But Kawhi Leonard said, we need to fix something. And I'm like, well, you were kind of not good in that game. You can't keep riding Paul George if you're Kawhi Leonard and expect the media to love you, expect fans to like you. Like, you're supposed to be the guy, and you haven't been that great this year, I'll be honest. Kawhi's been kind of below his average self. Luka Doncic is stepping back into form. The Mavericks are 5-4. CJ McCollum has been saving Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard has not been good this year. And last night, CJ had another 37 points, while Dame had like 17. As for the Warriors, I've been very impressed with Stephen Curry. As a person who has always called Steph Curry a little bit overrated, I've called on him this year to show why he's a top 10 player. I want them to make the playoffs under Steph Curry. Draymond Green obviously provides a spark, and James Wiseman is obviously an awesome player. But Steph Curry is going to be the reason this team makes the playoffs. I hope they do. Because he's a really, seems like a genuine dude. He's done a lot for the NBA. But for right now, if I'm being honest, Steph Curry has had a really good first 9 games. Can he keep on the same effort on defense? Can he keep on being smart with the ball? I've yet to see that for a long stretch. But for right now, he's playing very well and is tied for the top of my MVP list. The Pelicans, Zion Williamson has looked very impressive. It's insane how good this man's looked. I love watching Zion Williamson play. This man's motor is unreal. But let's now get to a team or a group of teams. Guys, I'll be honest with you. Adam Silver is not getting a very good end of the bargain right now. Adam Silver is being criticized by NBA fanboys because the teams are playing not at full strength. So college football did not matter to you guys, right? The NFL season did not matter to you guys, right? The bubble in the playoffs was just a Mickey Mouse ring, right? Why? I just want to know why fans are under the impression Adam Silver is doing a bad job. This is literally what COVID does to you. The NBA handled the bubble perfectly. Teams did not want to go back to a bubble. This is what we're going to get. We're going to Michael Porter Jr. being quarantined indefinitely. We're going to get Bradley Beal missing a game because he hugged Jason Tatum for like a good 2 minutes. That's what the teams agreed for. A lot of guys are going to blow protocol. But the NBA has done a fantastic job. And for people on Twitter to just go off and say, well, Adam Silver is the best commissioner you could ever ask for. This dude has revolutionized basketball even more so. He said every right thing, done every right thing. And this is what he gets, is criticism from you guys. Guys, COVID exists. Deal with it. Until we're done with it, deal with it, please. The NBA season is going to be just fine. I would love, as much as the next person, to see fans. But guys are getting COVID left and right. Well, let me lie. They're not getting COVID, but safety protocols are there. If Adam Silver did not put that in there, guys, it's 72-game season. If a team misses the playoffs because of 1 or 2 games, you weren't that good. So, the NFL had all these COVID outbreaks, right? Even Kevin Stefanski cannot coach his own football team this week. The NBA is doing all these protocols, so we only miss 1 or 2 games in the middle of the week, which nobody's going to care about. Yes, those games do matter, but make no mistake about it. The NBA has been awesome with handling this stuff. Again, I know he doesn't have COVID. Like Bradley Beal does not have COVID. But Bradley Beal sitting out needed to be done. Because 1 of 72 is way different from 1 of 16. We come back, we're having a wrap-up, and then we'll introduce Chops Off Sports. This is Mike Said It First. Appreciate you guys.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sports book, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. But challenges are what motivate us. Like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
Thanks so much for those of you that tuned in. Our show is brought to you by mybookie.ag. Promo code 12 Sports when you sign up. That's 12OZ Sports, all caps, no spaces. Up to a $1,000 deposit bonus. 12sportsnetwork.com says Amazon. It's Amazon with a hint of sports. It's literally just the same Amazon link. Just helps us out. Follow me on Twitter at MKADHD. Also follow 12 Sports on all social media platforms. But except for Parler. Had to throw that in there. Okay, let's talk about the show. The Buffalo Bills beat my Colts as they should have. I'm not very salty. I just wish Phillip Rivers would stop being an emotional wreck every single time he thinks he's going to retire. Dude, just retire. We're fine. The Rams prevailed. Jamal Adams hit on their quarterback. So we'll see what happens from here on out. I'm happy that Jamal Adams is going to have 5 offseason surgeries. The legend of Taylor Heineke was real. Buccaneers are probably not going to win another playoff game. Depends on who they play. If they play the Rams, yeah, they're going to win. But for now, I believe the Buccaneers were exposed a little bit. My Sunday picks for today's games are as follows. The Ravens to beat the Titans in a shootout. The Saints to beat the Bears in a bloodbath, although I'm rooting for Mitchell Trubisky. And, of course, the Steelers to beat the Browns, although I can see that one being either way. Ohio State will lose to Alabama by 3 points. And the NBA, stop getting mad at Adam Silver for something he can't control. He's done a fantastic job thus far. Top Soft Sports is next. Have a good one, everybody. See you guys Tuesday night at 10 o'clock. We'll talk about the playoffs again.